Hi, John Oaks here with HANKSTERS Hot Rods here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania location. Today, our newest inventory here that I'll be showing you today is going to be a 1967 Plymouth Valiant. Now this is no ordinary Valiant. This car actually in 2015 won the World's Ultimate Mopar Award. So take that for what it's worth. A lot of time and money has been spent into just the real fine details on this car, and you'll see some of the other things as we get around this car and under the hood and inside, things that really will show you it's just not your typical Valiant. Now the particular build of this car, this thing only has probably about, just a little over 100 miles on the whole entire build, so it's, everything's fairly fresh on this car. But we'll start here at the back, work our way to the front, and I'm going to try to show you, everything that I can go over with you here, and just show you all the bells and whistles that's on this car. So again, here starting at the back, you can see the trunk pan, where the provision is here for your spare tire. It's got the drain plug in it there too. Again, that's all in good shape. Now it's been, you can see that this car has been undercoated, but then it's been painted. Now the outside of this car is a two-tone purple and a champagne color, and the whole underside of this car has been painted that same champagne color when it was put together. So that's what you're seeing here. Also back here we've got an emergency cutoff switch, on-off for the battery back here, and it's hidden, tucked up real well for you. As far as the frame goes on this car, it's very nice and straight, good and solid the whole way up through the car. They even have frame rail connectors in here too to help stiffen this up, and you'll understand why here after a bit. As far as the fuel tank goes, this looks to be a pretty new all-steel fuel tank here. The mounting strap is in excellent shape. All the hardware in good condition too. You can see the dual exhaust, all complete, 2.5-inch pipe the whole way from front to back. They've even got tailpipes back here. Those are hooked up on nice brackets that they've made for this car, and they're even on urethane bushings too to help cut down on any rattling. Now as far as the driveline back here goes, I'm just going to go ahead and walk you through side to side on the car here and tell you exactly what's here. Now we've got a set of Cooper tires back here. Now you can see the white letters turn in. They wanted the black wall out to match with the front there, but these look to be all new tires. Coopers again, the size on them is 225/70 R15s. Those are mounted on factory steel wheels, the wheels of which have been color matched, that same champagne color that's on the car, and they do have the center hubcap on those as well. Inside of those wheels for braking power, we've got disc brakes. This car is all four-wheel disc brakes. The 8 3/4-inch rear end, detailed up nicely. It's painted kind of like this charcoal color here. Again, it's been narrowed up slightly for this car. We also have a sway bar on the back, and you can tell that all of that stuff's all new. All you got to do is look at all the mounting hardware, the bushings here, everything like that, all new. Hard brake lines run across the rear housing there, and then you've got the soft brake line hoses right out at the very ends here. Multi-leaf rear suspension, and we've got newer shocks on the back of it as well. Now I mentioned about how clean and everything this car is. When we get up to the center here, I'll take you through a couple of things and show you one of the unique features on this car that they did when they were doing the custom build. All right, here now that we're underneath the center of our 67 Plymouth Valiant here, we can really kind of dig in and show you some of the key features here on this car. As I said, frame on this car, it's going to be good and strong. All the original frame sections, they're all nice and straight, all complete, intact. There's no patches whatsoever. You do see though that this car, they have added in weld-in frame rail connectors. So again, that's going to stiffen this car up. And I said a little later on, you'll see why they need to be a little stiffer on this car. The dual exhaust, again, is 2.5-inch all the way from front to back. They've got the X member in here too for the exhaust system, and then these are Flowmaster mufflers on this car, so it's going to give it a nice good tone whenever you have the motor running and decide to step on it there. Nice drive shaft here. Again, all fairly new stuff here. It's even got the sticker on it from the company that put that drive shaft together. Now the floors, excellent condition, nothing to speak of there. There's no patching, no rough spots. It's all good, solid, stamped Mopar metal. Again, you're not going to find any problems here. Now, one of the key features, if you can look up both sides of the cars here, you will notice you do not see any brake lines, you don't see any fuel lines, you don't see any of that underneath here. The reason for that being, when they put this car together, they did it in such a fashion that they run everything through like on the underside of the body, tucked up in and through the floors. And then when it gets to the corners of the car for like the brake lines, you'll see that they've got like AN fittings there coming out, and then your stainless lines coming out, or brand new brake hoses and so forth. So they did it to make it nice and clean underneath the whole car here. So like I said, you won't see any lines or hoses, nothing like that. It's free and clear of any of that from underneath here. Now as far as transmission goes, we've got an A883 4-speed transmission here. This has the long tube headers on it also. It is the torsion bar front suspension, as with most Mopars are, and of course it's got the strut rods up front too on those front control arms. But other than that, that's pretty much it for under the center of the car. All right, now here we are up underneath the front end here to finish off the underside video here. Driveline up front, suspension and so forth. We've got a set of 205 65 R15 tires up here. Now these are also Cooper tires, and you can see the tread on those is very good as well, brand new. Front disc brakes as well. Again, this is all 4-wheel disc brakes, power. Also all the suspension components on this, the arms and so forth, that's all stock stuff. So your lower control arms, the upper A arms, all factory components on this car. You do have a new heavy duty front sway bar on this car also to tie both corners together. And again, you can see the hardware and see that that's all new stuff. You can look at your front cross member here, or K member on these cars. It's in excellent shape. Again, they've had this thing all apart. It's painted kind of that same charcoal color as what the rear end housing was painted. And again, super straight on everything up front here. Again, we've already mentioned that A883 transmission there. In combination with that, what we have for a power plant in this car is a 392 cubic inch Hemi motor. That is why they've gone ahead to the lengths that they have as far as the suspension, as far as the frame connectors and so forth, just to stiffen everything up on the car, so you don't get any twisting or anything there. But factory frame rails are in excellent shape. Your inner fenders, those are in excellent shape too. Again, I mentioned you'll see some undercoating in there, but again, it's been blasted underneath with that champagne color paint, so everything's uniform underneath here. It's got an aluminum radiator here with a 7-blade clutch fan in it. It's got the Cool Flex radiator hoses on it, both top and bottom, and just everything on this car is immaculate. It really is. Like I said, it won the award in 2015, and then there's only been about 100 miles on the build ever since. So with that said, we're all done underneath here. Let's go ahead and get this thing down, and we'll take you around the outside and show you all the rest of the car. All right, here we are now. We've got our 1967 Plymouth Valiant down off of the lift now. Now you'll get your first chance to take a look at this on the outside. We'll go over it with you as we walk around it, and just pinpoint out to you, exactly what it is that we are all looking at here. So again, it's got the two-tone paint on it. That's the purple and the champagne color here. Got a little bit of custom yellow pinstripe to separate those two colors. Again, it's a nice little touch. It helps set those colors off a little bit. Now everything on the body on this, they've gone with the real smooth and clean look. So you won't have any kind of body moldings or wheel lip moldings, anything like that. It's got a nice, clean, smooth look to it the whole way around the car. So again, all of your panels here, good, solid metal. As I mentioned to you before on the Underside video, this car was the 2015 World's Ultimate Mopar Award winner. And ever since that, from the day this car was built, it's only got about 100 miles, just a little over 100 miles on the whole build. So again, everything fairly new on this car, and you can tell from the condition of it. Now if you want to take a look at your door gaps here, they've fitted everything up real nice on this car. So your front door gaps and your back door gaps are all very uniform. Elevations are dead on this car. Of course, they're going to have to be to go up against some of the competition there and actually win some of those awards. Now you'll notice it's got the aluminum, billet aluminum mirror up here. It's nicely secured to the top side of the door there. All of your trim around, it's all painted the same color, even your drip rail moldings, and everything is laser straight on this car. You will not see any dings or dents or anything in any of the trim, any of the moldings, and any of your exterior panels. You will not find that. Let's go ahead and open our door just real quickly here, and we'll take a look at what we can here. Now again, you see that they've continued that champagne color on the inside of the door. Got the rubber bump stops. All of your weather stripping the whole way around the door and around where the windows go is all in excellent condition on this car. Again, all new stuff, no tears, no rips, no chunks out of it. It seals up nice. And again, the whole interior is pretty much custom. They've gone with like a light tan material to kind of closely resemble that champagne color that's on the exterior of the car. So they did a real nice job. And again, we'll definitely go more in depth on that whenever we get there. As you see, the door shuts effortlessly. So again, that shows how well everything's all adjusted there. As far as wheels and tires, we were already over that stuff on the Underside video, but now you get to see how those wheels are color matched to the car. So they've done that same champagne color here. And then of course they've got those center hubcaps on them, and those are in excellent shape. They actually kind of look like they have like a brushed aluminum look to them, but again, they're in perfect condition. Again, as we walk back the side of the car and look, you can see everything is laser straight on it. The paint is just about perfect on this car, and that brings us to the rear of the car. Okay, now that we're around the back side here of our 67 Plymouth Valiant, we're just going to take a look at basically everything from the top down here. So again, your glass over here, you can see the molding the whole way around, the rubber trim. It's in excellent shape. There's no marks, no tears, or anything in any of this. Glass is in good condition. Looks to be slightly tinted also, but again, no cracks, no chips or anything in that glass. Panel fitment everywhere on this car. It's dead on. Again, your panels up here, you can see where all your seams are and should be. The trunk itself, your gaps the whole way around, the trunk lid is perfect. Now this car, we have the trunk popped on it right now, I will tell you that, because again, if you see a little bit of elevation here difference, that would be why. It's got a lever inside the car, and we'll show that to you a little later here, that pops the trunk. So in order for us to do our video, I've already popped the trunk, so that would explain that. So I'm going to raise your trunk up here, and we'll take a look inside. As you can see, they've done some custom upholstery here in the trunk. So the underside of the trunk lid, it's all upholstered. You can see the Mopar emblem right there in the center. You can see all the panels inside the trunk. And again, that's all designed. It will come out if you have to take it out, but it's in there nice. The latches back here, or your hinges, I should say, they're painted kind of like that charcoal color that we saw underneath the car on the rear end and the front K-member. Carpeting on the bottom of the floor here also. You've got the actual floor mats back here. And again, as I always tell everybody, we just elect to leave these out of the interior of the car so we can show the condition of the carpeting in there. So anyways, that's that. It does have this panel in here that we can raise up. It's got a full-size spare tire sitting back here. Again, painted that same champagne color, so if you ever would need to use it, it's there. Or in cases of a show, everything is all matched up for you here. As far as everything else goes, your trunk seal, again, this is all brand new stuff. Your trunk latch, it's kind of a chrome trunk latch here. Real nice touch there. Your weather stripping, like I said, all new. No cracks or tears or chunks taken out of that. Now you're going to notice over here, you've got a fuel gauge over here. It's kind of a little bit of a weird thing almost, but inside the car you do have a full digital dash gauge panel. There is a fuel gauge in there, but you have to use this button here to operate it, to toggle it. Otherwise, we have the fuel gauge back here too, so whenever you're fueling up, you can go ahead and check your fuel level back here as well. And that's really about it. You can see on the interior of the trunk, the lid itself, interior panels here inside of the fenders, they're all painted the purple. Even your pinstriping is followed the whole way through here too, and in here underneath your trunk lid. So again, attention to detail was paid very close attention to in this car, and it's done just as it should be. You can see your tail lights here, the bezels themselves around it. They're color matched to the car, so these in particular are done in the purple. Your lenses are all new and in excellent condition, no cracks or chips or anything like that to talk of on those lenses. Even the backup lens covers too, those are in excellent condition. So with that said, we're all done back here. You can see one thing I forgot was the bumpers. They are color matched also to the car, as you can see. So again, the paint on the bumpers, immaculate. This whole car just so nice. So we're done back here. We'll go ahead and close our trunk lid up, and then we'll meet you over on the passenger side of the vehicle. All right, we finished up around the back. Now we're going to make our way up the passenger side of the vehicle here. So again, as I look down the side of this car, it is laser straight the whole way down. Again, that two-tone paint, the purple and that champagne color, separated with that yellow custom pinstriping there. Again, just a nice little touch to help, keep those colors, separated from one another. A good transition, I should say there. Again, all your panels are good, solid metal. There's no patching or any kind of shoddy body work at all in this car. It is nice. Again, clean look. No wheel lip moldings on this car whatsoever. No body moldings whatsoever. You've got the color matched 15-inch steel wheels here with the center hubcaps. Tires on your back again is 225/70 R15s. Up front, 205/65 15s there. Again, all on that 15-inch steel wheel there from the factory. Again, your drip rail moldings here, painted, color matched to the car, and in perfect shape. There's no dings, no dents whatsoever. All of your moldings around all of your glass are in excellent condition. Glass itself, perfect. Let's go ahead and open our door up and just take a look like we did on the other side. Champagne color continued on the interior of the car. Rubber bump stops, weather stripping in great condition. That custom light tan interior inside here with bucket seats. All very nice custom dash with all digital gauges in there too. So again, we'll go inside and look at that too again, but it's all in perfect condition. Door closes nice and easy. Again, you can check your gaps. Gaps are even on front and rear of the door, and your elevations are dead on and nice and flat the whole way through the car. As we come up to the fender, again, nice and straight, no wheel lip moldings, got the 15-inch wheels, and then that brings us to the front of the car. So again, with not having a whole lot of moldings or anything, not a whole lot to talk about, just exceptional body work, panel alignment and fitment on this car. So again, it's not a car that you're going to be disappointed with. This is very nice. So, all right, we've made our way now to the front of our 67 Valiant. So now we can take a look at hood fitment, the front grille, the lights, the front bumper. So again, as far as the hood fitment goes, It's dead on. Again, your gaps the whole way around the hood, down both sides, even across the back of the hood are excellent. The elevations are dead on too with your fenders on both sides. So again, everything's been fitted, and you know, those details on this car, they've been well paid attention to. You can see the grille itself, color matched. It's got the purple grills in it. You can look below that, see the color matched front bumper done in the champagne color. Again, the metal is as straight as can be on this car, and no, like I said, there's no bad body work on this car at all. It's dead on. Now you can also see a nice little touch they've done right in the center of this grille, and that's going to give away what's in this car, but they have Hemi right here in the center of the grille spelled out. And we'll go ahead and get this opened up so you can see what is under the hood. So we'll go ahead and pop the hood, find our second latch here, there it is. And there we go, under the hood. We've got the purple continued on the bottom side of the hood, got the correct hood insulation here, tied up real nice here. All new stuff. You don't see any tears or any pieces hanging down. It's all new stuff there. What we have sitting in here for a power plant though is our Hemi. This is a 392 cubic inch Hemi. It's got the ball milled air cleaner here. It's got dual 500 CFM Edelbrock carburetors on it. Everything plumbed up very, very nice down here. Again, it's a show car, so again, it has to be. So all of your fuel lines are run nice and neat. We've got oil-filled or liquid-filled gauges in here for your fuel pressure, so that you can set that, you know, accordingly down here. Got an aluminum intake down here. You've got black, they're Chrysler Firepower valve covers down here. Billet spark plug wire looms. You've got an upgraded distributor. It's a Pro Comp distributor, still kind of like the stock style, and it has the stock style coil in it also, but they did do a chrome coil cover on that to help dress it up. As you can see, it's power brakes, and they've done a chrome master cylinder and chrome brake booster back there as well. As far as everything else under here, we've got a chrome alternator. You've got the Coolflex upper and lower radiator hoses on this to help dress things up. An aluminum radiator. You've got a brushed aluminum fan shroud, 7-blade clutch fan on this thing to help cool it down, and everything. All the lines in here, all stainless steel braided lines, all AN like Aeroquip type fittings on it. I'm not sure if that's the exact name brand they use. There's several that look alike, but that gives you the idea there. The blue and the red fittings for all of those lines. They've done a real nice job here. You got a aluminum radiator overflow tank, and then even on the radiator itself, the cap that they've used has a built-in temperature gauge on it. So you don't have to, you know, look at your gauges in there. If you're under the hood, you can just look right at your radiator cap, and it's going to tell you where your temperature level is. Again, it's a power brake car. Now, it's not power steering, but again, it's still one heck of a fun car to drive around in. It's got the fender tags still mounted on there. It's got these nice aluminum little fender struts here, also done in purple to go along with the rest of the car. So again, everything very nice and neat, very detailed out on this car, and it even has a Roadrunner horn in it too. So like I said, everything is just so nice on this car. There's just not anything on it that you're going to be disappointed with. So let's go ahead, we'll close up the hood. All right, now we're sitting inside the comfort of our 67 Plymouth Valiant here, and now we get to show you the interior of the car. So starting out at the driver's side door there, closest to you, you can see we've got a lot of custom panels, a lot of custom interior on this car. So again, the door is you know, custom panel, the upholstery on it. Of course, you've got the painted top section and lower section to match the rest of the car, but again, that panel is custom, and you can see the embroidery and everything that they've done there. As far as the dash goes, again, this is probably a 67 Valiant dash. They have upgraded it though to an all digital gauge panel. So it's real nice. I'll go ahead and just real quickly here flip the key on so you can see that dash panel lit up. You've got your voltmeter gauge, your oil pressure gauge, the speedo and tach. You also have the water temperature and the fuel gauge in there. But as I said back before, you have to toggle the switch in the trunk in order to actually have the fuel gauge work. Otherwise, you use the one that's in the trunk. So we've got factory heater controls in here too. You've got the JVC AM/FM CD player as well. Your steering wheel, it's got the leather wrapped steering wheel on it to match the rest of the interior, that light tan. All 4 bucket seats, and yes, that's all 4, so fronts and the ones in the back, everything's been done custom back there so that they are fitted in there and look like a regular back seat. Again, all of your carpeting, kind of on the lighter tan or like a light brown to go along with everything. Headliner, same thing, light tan and in perfect condition. There's no tears or rips in that. It's tied up nice and tight the whole way back through. You've got the pistol grip shifter here, and again, that's on top of your A883 4-speed manual transmission, so it's got a good, comfortable feel to it while you're going through the gears. Nice little shifter boot down here on the floor too to dress that all up, and that's not a whole lot more to go over, even though it's all custom. Like I said, it's not leather. It's kind of like a soft vinyl material, but very comfortable though. So it kind of looks like leather, but it's not. So, but all nice stuff. So in the meantime, before we get out of this video here and get you to the engine running, as always, you can always give us a call, shoot us an email too for any questions on this car or any other car we have on our inventory. You can also reach us by going to our company website, and that is found at www.hanksters.com.